Welcome back, DOOL fans. Monday, July 7th brings an episode packed with emotional turmoil, desperate escapes, and the shocking return of a familiar face. Buckle up, because what's coming will change everything for the people we thought we knew best. Let's dive into the drama and unravel every twist that's about to explode on Days of Our Lives. In the shadows of Salem's drama, one young woman is quietly unraveling, and her name is Sophia Choi. To the outside world, she may appear composed, even determined. But behind closed doors, Sophia is drowning in a sea of heartbreak and self-doubt. Just days ago, she made one of the most soul-shattering decisions of her life, surrendering her newborn baby into a safe haven drop-off. It was supposed to be a clean break, a decision made to protect the child's future and reclaim her own. But the emotional aftermath is proving far more painful than she ever imagined. Sophia can't stop thinking about her son. She lies awake at night picturing the shape of his tiny hands, the soft rhythm of his breath, and the silent cries she never answered. Was it truly the best thing for him? Or was it just the easiest way to run from the impossible life ahead? Her inner conflict deepens when she thinks about Tate Black, the baby's father. Tate is still under the impression that Sophia is pregnant, that the baby hasn't been born yet. He doesn't suspect a thing. But if he ever finds out the truth, if he sees that child, Sophia believes he'll never let him go. And it's not just Tate she's worried about. Sophia's mother, Amy Choi, a woman known for her strong values and deep sense of family, could never walk away from her own grandson. If Amy ever laid eyes on that child, she would want to raise him herself, and Sophia knows it. And so, Sophia fights to hold the line. She tries to suppress her maternal instincts, bury her guilt, and convince herself that this was the only way. She tells herself she did what any loving mother would do. But every passing day makes the lie harder to live with. In Salem, secrets have a way of surfacing, and when they do, they don't just break hearts. They shatter lives. Just when Sophia thinks she can control the narrative, a new player steps into the shadows, Melinda Trask. Melinda is not the kind of woman who enters quietly. She's fierce, uncompromising, and always 10 steps ahead. When she aligns herself with Sophia, it's not out of kindness. It's a calculated move in a high-stakes game. You see, Melinda isn't just helping Sophia with a legitimate adoption. She's orchestrating a fraudulent one, an elaborate lie built on forged documents and manipulated records. The adoption never happened. There is no legal trail. It's all smoke and mirrors designed to keep Tate and everyone else in the dark. For Sophia, this partnership is both a lifeline and a trap. On one hand, Melinda's expertise gives her a sense of control. On the other, it pulls her deeper into a web of lies she may never escape. Now Sophia must perform the role of her life. She has to convince everyone, from Tate to her mother to Salem's authorities, that the adoption is real, that the baby is gone, that her hands are clean. But inside, she's falling apart. Every phone call makes her jump. Every knock on the door fills her with dread. The truth is too big to contain, and Melinda's cold detachment only adds pressure. Melinda warns her, "If you crack, the whole thing comes down, and you'll take me with you." The stakes couldn't be higher. If the secret leaks, Sophia could lose everything, her freedom, her family, and the fragile relationship she still has with Tate. And let's not forget, in Salem, secrets don't stay hidden for long. They explode, and when they do, they destroy everyone in their path. While Sophia wages an internal war, Tate Black is chasing a very different dream, one that could turn into a nightmare. Tate has been under incredible stress. He's worried about Sophia's pregnancy, confused about their relationship, and struggling to make sense of the emotional fog hanging over everything. So when Holly Jonas suggests a break, a spontaneous day trip to the lake, Tate sees it as a chance to breathe. A chance to be young again. They laugh, they plan, they imagine hours by the water, far from Salem's chaos. But even in their most innocent plans, shadows are lurking. Tate hesitates. He knows Sophia's due date is approaching, or so he believes. He doesn't want to be unreachable if something happens. But Holly reassures him. One day won't change anything. Eventually, Tate gives in. He agrees to sneak away for just one day. Just a brief escape before everything changes. But here's the dangerous irony. Everything has already changed. The baby is already here. The clock is ticking, and Tate doesn't even know it. While he's dreaming of bonfires and lazy swims, the woman he loves is building a lie that could implode at any moment. And then there's the Salem factor. Nothing ever goes as planned in this town. Romantic getaways turn into high-speed chases. Innocent trips spiral into tragedy. And more often than not, a simple escape reveals truths no one is ready for. Will Tate come home to a bombshell he never saw coming? Or worse, will something during this trip trigger the very event that brings Sophia's darkest secret to light? Just when it seemed like a fragile truce had formed inside the Kyriakis household, Xander Kyriakis and Sarah Horton find themselves right back in the storm. For a brief moment, it looked like these two could finally move forward, if not as a couple, then at least as co-parents to little Victoria Kyriakis. There were glimpses of cooperation, of quiet understanding. But in Salem, peace is often an illusion, and on Monday, that illusion shatters. The argument that erupts between Xander and Sarah is more than just another fight. It's a culmination of old wounds, unresolved resentment, and conflicting visions for their daughter's future. Harsh words are exchanged, voices are raised, and past betrayals are dragged to the surface like ghosts refusing to rest. Xander, with his signature intensity and deeply buried guilt, lashes out in frustration. He still believes he's doing the best he can for Victoria, but Sarah doesn't see it that way. She questions his judgment, his priorities, and more painfully, his capacity for change. Every time they try to build a bridge, it seems someone burns it down. And caught in the middle of this emotional battlefield? A child. Victoria may be too young to understand the words, but she feels the tension. And for viewers, the heartbreak is clear. Every shouting match between her parents threatens to rip her emotional foundation apart. This isn't just a lover's spat, it's a slow-motion disaster. The smallest misstep could lead to custody battles, legal consequences, or even a dangerous estrangement between Victoria and her father. Will Xander and Sarah find a way to rise above their pain for the sake of their daughter? Or are they destined to drag each other, and Victoria, through another round of heartbreak? Meanwhile, in another corner of Salem, a very different kind of tension is brewing, one that dances dangerously between hope and heartbreak. Chad DiMera has spent months walking through grief's endless corridors. The loss of Abigail shattered him, and fans have watched as he struggled to find solid ground again. For a long time, it seemed he'd never recover, until now. Enter Kat Green. There's something about Kat that brings light back into Chad's world. She doesn't try to replace Abigail, nor does she push him to move faster than he's ready. Instead, she listens. She stays. She understands the weight he carries without making him feel like a burden. And on Monday's episode, we see the walls around Chad's heart begin to lower, brick by brick. They share an intimate conversation, one that feels like a turning point. Kat touches Chad's hand, and he doesn't pull away. He looks into her eyes, and for the first time in a long while, he lets himself feel something other than grief. But this fragile new beginning? It's already under threat, because Gwen Riacek is coming back, and she's not just here to say hello. Though her official return is set for Tuesday, whispers around Salem suggest her presence may echo earlier than expected. And knowing Gwen, she won't be keeping a low profile. Her reappearance is bound to stir up old feelings, jealousy, anger, confusion, and Chad may find himself standing at a crossroads between the possibility of new love and the wreckage of his past. Will Gwen's return sabotage what Chad and Kat are trying to build? Or will it force Chad to finally confront his unfinished emotional business? One thing's for sure. Gwen doesn't just come back quietly. She comes back to stir the pot, and she may just blow up everything. As Monday's episode draws to a close, the streets of Salem grow darker and more dangerous. Every storyline is like a lit fuse, slowly burning toward the moment of impact. Sophia Choi is drowning in a secret too heavy to carry, but too risky to confess. Tate Black is chasing peace while walking straight into a lie. Xander and Sarah are spiraling back into a toxic pattern, with their child caught in the flames. Chad DiMera is reaching for a second chance at love, but Gwen is coming to burn it all down. This isn't just drama, this is Days of Our Lives at its most explosive. So, what do you think, viewers? Will Sophia's web of lies collapse under the weight of her conscience? Can Xander and Sarah stop the cycle before they destroy what's left of their family? And will Gwen's return leave Chad choosing between forgiveness or more destruction? Drop your theories in the comments. We're dying to hear your take on the chaos unfolding. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a single twist in Salem's wild ride. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Days of Our Lives.